RAD, and
What?
Oh boy.
Yeah, people, for those viewers at home, you are currently seeing RAD actually first
Wait!
ban out Ultron, so the Mantis for the
Oh my
first time
God!
in this event is
This is the
open
first
to
time!
play if
They
Team
didn't
Liquid
ban
Citadel
Mantis!
want to protect it.
Dennis is cooking so
They
hard.
didn't ban
Dennis is cooking
Mantis!
so-
Liquid
What is
Citadel can
this?
save
He's
it!
cooking without the pan, the stove's not even on.
He's just got raw pasta.
What are
on
they
the stove.
cooking?
Using the Los Angeles heat probably to cook some eggs or something of that sort. But yeah, there's going to be the Mantis first protect for the first time ever in the mid-season
What are they
finals.
cooking?
And
Bro,
this is uncharted
Rad,
territory,
I don't
but
know
Team
what
Liquid
you guys are
Citadel here,
doing,
like,
but you better
this
be
is a win
cooking, bro.
confident. They
I don't...
love triple strat.
I mean, yeah, they are triple strat merchants. We found that out during the last series, and Mantis can exist in that triple strat, and you've got the Adam as well, so you're looking at potentially a lot of resurrection power too. But honestly, when's the last time that Liquid Citadel would have scrimmed with a Mantis?
Go
Rad's
Ducky,
lead
go Red, bro.
That's
Some of
the
these
key
people
one,
are...
right? Because it's been so much
Some
in
of
the
these
game
people
for
are
Team
really
Liquid
good. They're
Citadel,
drawing,
even though
man.
it wasn't necessarily working. They're going for the Mantis and the Adam. So if you were sort of seeing the limits put onto Team Liquid Citadel's triple strategist composition, they're wide open with both Mantis and Adam available. Loki had to be banned out early, and with Black Cat also being banned out, Crazy Kitty's been hit. They want to try and protect the Daredevil, so they have something to work with.
The Luna Snow banned so that they don't have the Snowflake for the Daredevil there as well. Before we head to the casters here, I need a quick prediction. One word from each of you, starting with Leg Day.
Rad. Ballsy.
Team Liquid Citadel don't usually lose on domination.
I don't know
but
if
you
this
never
is
know, it could be
true.
2 for 2.
I don't know if
And
this is
it's
true,
the
but someone on
second time the
someone on
charm
Twitter
here for
said,
RAD Esports, the lower
serious
bracket
conversation
hopefuls
now,
will
guys.
America's
It's day
last
4
hope
of the
to take
LAN.
it
Please
forward to
change your
victory into the
shirt.
grand
You
finals.
you
Take it away,
guys smell
Thank
bad.
you so much. I mean, what, 25-1 in domination? It is the MRC team versus the Dream Team. I mean, a loss like this, Gaskin, it would be, in comparison of college basketball, like the 16 seed to the 1. It's insanity, and what is even more insane is we get our first Mantis.
It is David versus Goliath, but they've already taken down 2 giants. And yes, let's address the elephant in the room. We're gonna see Mantis in pro play here in LA.
I can't
for the
believe.
first time
So
all
everyone that was
tournament.
saying,
And
why
I
is
said this
Mantis
on day
banned?
one.
Why is Mantis
Someone
banned?
should
Well,
just give it to another team and see what they do with it.
you
They're
guys
gonna
are
be
about to
under-practiced,
see
it's underutilized.
if it's good or
Are they
not.
going to be able to take full effect of what seems to be the best hero in the game right now because it's been banned out.
I don't think
completely
you
all
give
tournament long.
Mantis to
with
Team
Ultron
Liquid
Gods,
Citadel.
they're
On
gonna
top
have
of
to
Team
rise up
on
to
top
the
of Team
call
Liquid
again.
Citadel,
Huge
you're
matchup,
damage
Speeder
boosting.
versus Kitty,
You're
Coop
literally
versus
damage
Bash,
boosting
Bash versus
energy.
Look out, here we go. One of these teams finding their way, and it all starts here at the Hellfire Gala as we see the top end
This
of
is
the
a
map.
very
Could look
ballsy
back
move
at
by
Rad
Rad,
just
but
being
let's see
absolute
how it plays
genius
out.
when it comes to this lock and ban phase, or we could be laughing in our boots depending on what happens here.
Absolutely love the smash pick here on Widow right away to go ahead and try to get a little bit more of that front-to-back poke game. Energy's gonna have a
Also,
big
we
assignment
are seeing a
there.
little bit of
Either
Widow,
way,
chat.
Damage boost is gonna equip him for
Today,
everything
I don't think
Hero
we saw
finds the
Widow
first hit
today
there. You can tell they're
at
quite
all.
angry. Crazy Kitty, the first down.
Crazy Kitty always a good person to take out. It just protects your backline, and now it's going to be a 6 versus 5 in this next engagement, and they should and will take control of this first point as Rad just back away. But Energy finds Smash, and that is always the best pick as well.
The good old cloak and stagger, right? I mean, with that, you have such great ult charge as well.
Vess on Groot,
Fire.
Energy
Look at this run,
on
halfway through these ults as
Elsa
well.
with a
Flying
damage
Energy is
boost,
gonna be
and
that
Polly
front,
on
constantly to rise
Magneto.
up to the call.
Okay, well,
Speedy,
this might be a
look for him to be
GG's, chat.
close to fill
Oh,
up all that
1-0
damage.
Liquid
Curious to see
Citadel.
how TLC reacts
Nice.
dropping to the lower bracket here, and Energy in particular. He was unbelievable in that upper final, and now a chance to try and prove himself once more. And
Yeah,
regain
and
that
Adam root
chance
for
to go
revive,
back
yeah.
into it in the grand final.
Look at Best using these walls to help the team climb up to the top, get that high ground that's so important. As we know, Mash is going to go in and get the Q down and give the momentum to RAD. Can they take use of it now? As Crazy Kitty's going to try to dive for the lawyer, even though one
Nice
is
movement.
lethal. But Speeder going to be the first to find the lap on Duck.
And his Mantis doesn't look so bad so far. Smash, though, has been such an important part on that Widow. Magneto will pop
Wait,
the
why would they
BTM.
switch
Smash
off the
gets
ult,
follow-up
bro?
As well. And now TLC, they drop off, but they have got a trade.
Yeah, great trade there. Cooper using that ult to keep them alive as much as possible. Crazy
Oh.
Kitty is going to be that it factor. Lugia getting a piece in the neutral as well, but Nero with the cocoon comes back, finds Lugia, and just
Nice
like
aim.
that,
Okay,
it's like
okay,
TLC's
Energy,
holding
good
strong.
stuff,
We're
good
gonna
stuff.
Go ahead and throw up the invisible boundary up in the air, going for the three-pointer.
Oh!
Crazy Kitty.
Crazy Kitty done, eliminated off the server temporarily. Nero has Karmic Revival as well. Bear in mind, they are not going to need to use it so far. 70% now for TLC. Remember, these two teams did play here on Krakoa to start their series in the upper bracket. It was TLC who won this one quite comfortably against RAD.
Why they're the Dream Team, we've only seen them really lose twice, right? So what do they play like when they lose? Well, we're getting a little bit of a picture here for sure. A lot of ults and Qs are going to be ready. Look out for the group hug from Vest. Energy also having that Glartrox. They're set up for success on the offense. Nero going to have the defense at the point again. There's the Glartrox. Does it come out?
Oh, he messed up his ult, I think.
Comes out empty, doesn't find anything, but it is still zoning. You're going to have to see something from the Widow here. Maybe you can pull off something special.
Oh, smash Nez!
Gets the KO onto Energy, but elsewhere, Citadel are still finding KOs in their favor.
Absolutely disgusting. We're seeing Smash really evolve as a player on the Widow. Ducky.
Okay.
99% is on the ticker, but it's going to be RAD that is looking to turn the point their way.
RAD will just be able to turn this, you would think, unless there's some insane stall and a portal, but I think Liquid Citadel will be happy to walk this one in. They've got all the time in the world. It's 99-0. Finally, RAD take control, but it required a lot of effort to do so. A lot of ultimates were used as well.
Yeah, they took a big gamble there on the Mantis, and right now it's not looking like it's paying off. Either way, we're going to see how much the Liquid have to use to try to get this point back and make it theirs. We've seen plenty of 99% flips. Will it be another here as RAD coming up empty outside of MASH here for the Q department?
I mean, Energy is dangerous enough. You give them a damage boost, and suddenly you're going up against essentially two players on that Elsa. And now Liquid Citadel are going to have that Karmic Revival going into this next engagement as well. RAD are building up this Raging Royal Flush, though. If they want to be aggressive, they could. But I'm sure they're well aware of that Karmic Revival being in their hands.
Yeah, RAD is EU, chat. RAD is third place EU team.
At the same time, not using anything that is not required to win the fight.
They're doing really well. I'm really happy for that team. They're a team that came from MRC, and they're doing really well.
Be a tough fight for RAD to win. Bring the ball back for the Marvel Zombies.
That's the thing, so much was used there by RAD. Karmic Revival now is going to bring back everyone from TLC. They should comfortably regain this point, and we're looking over towards Smash. Get that portal down, but hopefully you can take a full 6v6 fight here. You've got to be careful.
Yeah, but when you lose Smash, you lose a big part of that DPS, right? So with that, it's going to be Smash getting the pick early on Nero. That's a massive one at that. Pauly, once again, this is the big sign. The first on the team to sign on the Dream Team. Can he come up big? Goes to the wall.
Oh, I thought he had that, bro. Right through the water.
And
The waterfall.
somehow keeping this in their favor, but Liquid are throwing everything at them to try and contest here. The Glartrox comes out from Energy, and he just is a one-man army right now.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Energy now hunting out without the cube.
Nice, nice.
Time is ticking down. Slowly, that overtime is dwindling. The hope, once again, is fading for RAD to get this first zone. Ducky, last hope. Time's gone. It's going to Liquid Citadel.
RAD
So our first glimpse of a Mantis didn't look so bad, if I'm completely honest.
RAD did pretty well though,
considering
that they gave them Mantis.
That damage boost onto both Speedy, of course, playing the Mantis, but over towards Energy, who looked different class.
Yeah, never mind like a Grandmaster rank or a Tier 2 team when you give Mantis. Energy, one of the best players in the world.
Uh-oh, they seem quiet, chat. They seem quiet.
That is definitely a decision that was made, but either way, going to have to go ahead and make the bed with it. 8 finals for Energy, 6 for Pauly. I need to see Pauly have the game of his life. Again, first sign to this team to get it together. This is where the anchor is.
And Pauly has just often been that hero player that everyone tries to target time and time again, but now playing something a little bit more kind of there in the meta. You're playing on Magneto, you're not playing on Cap. It's a very different play style, but Pauly has really found his own in this tournament. And for Energy, he does pick up 8 final hits in the end. And if it wasn't for Terra being a part of this tournament, by the way, Energy for me would be the best
Feels like
player,
Star-Lord
hands
with this
down
full
himself
res comp
so
would be
far,
better
but
than
Terra,
Elsa.
we just saw in
No,
the
Elsa
upper
is
bracket
like
fight.
the
It was
best
back and forth,
DPS
right? I
character
feel like
right
that
now.
match was played 5 more times. Could have had different results. Either way, those 3 final hits for Nero are massive ones at that. Able to either hit and start off the fight 6v5 or cleaned up some of the finish. Now, as the gates are opening, what do you see here in the old department that's going to tell the story early?
Yeah, Elsa's just a really good DPS character.
Building up that Let the Devil Out to start us off as well. And even though
I do
Kitty went
respect
down
that
early
RAD
in
was
that
trying to
initial
change
phase,
it a little bit,
all we
though.
need to see
They did,
is an early pick from Crazy Kitty, and it will change things so much in their favor.
Yeah, you know, Crazy Kitty is that snowball, if you will. Smash is the
What do
one
you
that
call
pushes
it?
it down the hill. If Smash is able to go ahead and give the room for Crazy Kitty to work,
It's
that's when
pretty
RAD
interesting.
becomes dangerous.
I like how
But
they're
this
trying
front
something.
line is what has gotten them to this point as
What do you call
well.
it? Crazy
You
Kitty
see
chat.
them
Look top
lock in
left.
as
Crazy
Energy
Kitty
taking
can't play
the
Black Cat
mouthful.
because she's
We're gonna come
banned.
back to the team And as these teams clash shortly, we've seen who's patient. Crazy Kitty wins.
It's been so long, I forgot what Mantis' ult sounds like. At this point, we'll have to get the voice actor in the room, as now RAD are going to be able to push up with Crazy Kitty and to let the devil out. But are you able to connect with anything here? Spidery's the one who gets the opener onto Smash.
That is what we expect to see. Once again, the two DPS duelists get it done. Energy and Spidery find two to open it up. Again, domination, 25-1. The only one coming from the team that just beat him and sit them down here. They're playing angry.
They look angry. They look like they want to get that chance once more in the upper bracket and take them down in the grand finals. But now they have the point. RAD need a way to try and break through here. They do have the Rage and Royal Flush.
Yeah, Mash really has to press Q. If you're ult track, it's time to go, but we're going to see how they choose to take
Ooh,
this
let's see
front.
this.
Again, have the high
I'm
ground
pretty sure
advantage
Vesk
for
is
this
trying
point,
to...
and
Vesk can't
oftentimes,
ult until...
Kitty
There you
is
go.
playing with fire there. To get out of here as Vesk goes down, and there's the game. Crazy finds one.
Sometimes you feel a little bit slow as a group can't get into the invisible boundary, but energy is still there. That's the important factor here for TLC. They try and delay to see if anyone can rejoin them, but Crazy Kitty and Lugia will tag team here to get two on their side, and they should be able to gain this point.
What a great response. Ooh, in return, two
Oh,
going
come
down
on,
quickly.
guys.
Lugia gets
Rad, you
two
guys got to
in
clean this
return.
up, bro.
Just make sure they get the
There you
last
go.
lap. Rad stopping at 39%. Great fight.
Great fight indeed. I do think that Vest was a little bit out of position. Sometimes that happens, though, as a group, because you're trying to isolate someone else, and in the end was just a little bit too far away from that invisible boundary. We now start to look at all these ults here
Yeah,
from Rad.
Energy's
They are
a
building
fucking
them up. They
monster.
have
I'm
everything
glad
you
that
want
Energy didn't
defensively
let
here.
the last
Whatever TLC throw at them.
I was going to say, they made
you know,
great
matches
use of that Mash ult,
affect
right?
his
Really
mental.
return, they only
Because
had
I do
six
think he
Cooper, so
played
City
pretty
has one
bad
in
on like
their
that
armor
Shinshibuya
as
map.
well. We're gonna wait for this Q shortly.
I think he kind of sold that map, but he's very consistent, and he's doing really well this game.
Look at go, get two once again to open up this fight. It's legendary, you could say.
Kami Revival does come out though, but Spidery, he'll also get brought back, so Liquid Citadel have their second chance to try to regain this point. But RAD are holding strong at the moment. The damage output insane, and Smash is one of the key reasons.
Golden God trying to bring the team back. Paulie going up once again has hit one. Will he hit another slam dunk?
Oh! He took the portal with his ult! Oh my god! That's funny, Paulie, dude.
Meteorem versus Meteorem, they both connect, which is good to see. We've had some wandering ones, but now you will see
Two
the
Groot
Stranded
ults.
Prison just eliminates any possibility of escaping. Veswa converts onto Crazy Kitty, and TLC now bullying
Groot
RAD
on
back
Groot
away from this
violence.
point.
Gotta let the vest out. We have to see what this man can do. We've seen him on this stage and in this position before. Back in FlyQuest last year, he's hungry. He wants it. Finds that Groot ult and more energy. Gonna go ahead and get the Glartrox out. Off it is
It's a good
Mash
ult by
and
Rad, though.
more. And it's 73% though. Pretty good sustained effort if you're Rad.
Yeah, TLC were noticing there was too much percentage going up, even though they were winning the fight, so they did kind of throw everything at them there. The Glartrox came out just as a finisher here to ensure they were able to capture that point and start putting
My
percentage on
kitty
their
is 1
side.
year old now,
we're
and she wants a
basically in
husband. Is
neutral
Boba
position again,
single?
aside from Spidery having Mantis.
And the
Boba
two
has
ults
two
that
girlfriends
Rad used to
here.
win the first
Sushi
point, right?
and
Mash
Noodle.
and Crazy Kitty coming up any moment here. Now they will have the Soul Resurgence. Again, almost forgot the name of that ult. Look at MC Mantis and Forever.
Huh?
Vertigo finding Paulie early. It's one of these
Yeah.
moments each time falling down as Devil is let out. Crazy Kitty is the Devil himself on the hero, trying to find that value and pick. Gonna have to get out of there before he finds
Dude,
the
his
one
movement
hit.
is
The
insane,
batons and
dude.
toil and nothing out of it.
Nothing out of it just yet. Spidery's able to hold on. Smash has fallen, and again, it is Spidery finding these KOs time and time again for them. Veswa's going to convert one as well, and Rad are going to have to just back away a little bit, resist the urge to push up on, because they need all 6 of them here, otherwise they're losing this map.
That is why Mantis is so dangerous, especially in the hands of the best flex duelist. Many know, many love. Portal going to come out early here for Ducky, 95%.
Oh, he
Time
almost
has
got
evaporated.
blocked by the other
Team jumping
portal.
in for desperation at this point where the body block come in. No, they do find success. Looking to go, looking for more. Vertigo to go in the invisible boundary, up in early. Crazy Kitty gets the pick. Born again rings up through Kakoa as all the team coming back 2, 3, and more.
Such a good Kami Revival. It means TLC, they are not behind in this fight anymore, even though we saw big KOs.
Oh, I think he's off the map.
Maybe connect with something.
Nice
It doesn't
ult by
matter.
Smash Nez.
Smash
Oh,
did the
nice
job.
ult by
And
Lugia. They're still in.
well, and Rad will
They're
keep
still
us
in. I don't
going
know if
here
they have
and
portal,
regain the
though.
point.
Do they have portal?
Glartrox got a full belly, jumped right off the rip of the map there. Beautifully done. I mean, with it, obviously, you'd like
I
to
don't
say
know if
that
he has
your
portal,
game,
chat.
Either way, able to get it 85%. Paulie on the Strange.
Polly on the Strange is going to have to now try and re-engage.
No,
here
they
with
don't have
Portal.
portal.
Vesper's
They don't-
gonna have Strangling Prison as well.
Yeah.
And there's nothing on the side of Rad, so they really have to be careful not to bunch up too much.
Last time these two met on this map, it was 2-0.
They
Will
do-
fate change? 98, 99 is up, and we have hit overtime, folks. Hold on and buckle your seatbelts. Ducky trying to find some talent. He's
Oh,
surviving here.
good,
Great
good.
play by the
I don't
back
know,
line
man.
there
I think
of
Liquid Citadel
Rad.
wins
Now
this. They have the
getting
better
close to
ults.
this
They have the
match. Keep your
like
eyes
they
on
have
it.
the better
We've
ult
got
economy.
Grisman, Paulie, both Vanguards ready to get the job done.
Unless
Liquid
Ducky
Citadel. Are you the
hits a
best
fat
front line?
going. Nope, never mind, chat. That's 07. GG's. Energy.
Can't be stopped.
Energy.
He wants that energy on stage. 4 for TLC.
And TLC will
Where's the Daredevil going? What's my lawyer doing? Get back in the game! He's pulling a TTK! Who cares about your stats?
And maybe that's why.
Get in there, bro!
Team Liquid Citadel.
The same result of the 2-0, and you choose your own adventure book once again. We're seeing that Citadel get fixed up in the cracks that came from
He's
the
blind,
upper
Jay.
bracket.
Bro.
I have to say right away, impressive to lock in. I talked to TLC this morning. They said that first game had so much at stake because you have to play for the rest of the day, right? And
That
play
case
perfect
wasn't
at
winnable?
that, and that
Yes, it was.
Damn near close.
I will say, I have a lot of respect for RAD for trying something different, for giving the Mantis and saying, let's see what you can do with it. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why she has been
I don't think they're
permanently
gonna give
banned
him. I
for
don't think
this
they're gonna
event,
give him
and I'm
Mantis
sure they
again.
will go back to that ban to start.
Yeah, look at it there. I mean, if you look at the triple strat, 17, 14K, 20-something K as well, on top of all those openings, that
I don't think they're
going
gonna
to
give him Mantis again.
The team. You can't give Goliath a bazooka. It doesn't work, right? Or maybe you bring another slingshot if you're David. Either way, expected somewhat result in something like domination. RAD did answer well. We'll have to see how they adjust.
They did. Last time they took them to Hall of Djalia, and they won it 4-3 as we went into overtime. So perhaps they'll be going for something a little bit similar. That being said, if you do take it to somewhere you've already played this team, the studying could have been there. The research could have happened. The VOD review has had time to be in effect here. So maybe there'll be a different strategy on the side of RAD.
Yeah, but we always talk about a team needing a map, like the it factor. Where do you go? Now, in best of 3, typically you do that right away after a loss, right? Sometimes in BO5, you save that for later. Either way, even in that map,
The Mantis literally countered their
TLC that
DDs
did
old
look
every time.
dominant, but
Well, I
let it
mean,
slip
I think
through.
Rad
Because
lost
remember
this
being
match in the
ready
ban
for the
phase,
interview.
chat.
Nope, gone, just like that.
Like there's a reason why Mantis is banned every single game, and you're not gonna ban Mantis and you're gonna give it to them. That's just that's. I mean, it looked cool. They were trying to do something new, but I don't think you give them Mantis.
But you also have to give it for Speedery. That responsibility of being on the Mantis, especially after not being able to play as much of it this tournament, you were always going to have eyes on him, and he did the job.
That's the shout out I want to say, because we talk about Gambit, we used to talk about it all the time, that players weren't ready for it because they have not had access to it. Speedery is always ready.
Wait,
And
is
guess
it
what,
Thundery?
Coach? He's been in the shoes before
Aw,
at the Grand
sheesh.
Finals, last mid-season finals, in this exact role, once the different result to go ahead and punch the ticket
It's
there
not
as we look at
exclamation
the stats.
bracket. It's MRI.
Speedery, just making
You
sure
guys want to see the bracket?
everyone has some leaves to work with. Even Polly, when the switch over to the Strange was effective in the end as well. Everyone played their part in TLC, and I think the most important factor here is Cozy. They don't look dejected after their loss in that upper bracket against Na'Vi. They look hungry to try and get back into those grand finals, as it looks like we're heading over to Spider Islands.
A lot more Spider Island than I thought we were going to see here in LA. But you know what's beautiful about TLC is that they write a perfect sentence, and energy needs to be that exclamation point. If you look at their match up against Na'Vi, I would say that was missing a couple of times because of that matchup with Terror. Energy, though, we know the clutch factor is there. Spider Island, interesting choice for them, but Dennis has something cooked up as you look at the coach.
Yeah, when you give Energy that kind of freedom, no team is really going to have a good and fun time going up against him, especially with the damage boost as well. So I am expecting a very different approach to this lock and ban phase from the side of RAD. They've had their experimentation. You do have time in a best of 5. Again, I do respect them for trying it, but I do think perhaps they should try and go back to something a little bit more normal now and get rid of Mantis straight away.
Yeah, the crowd reacted to that Mantis non-ban. Oh, my, okay, hey, you know what? You know what works? If it doesn't work the first time, do it again and try to make it work. Dangerous, but I will say new game mode can be different opportunities for snaps and angles. But again, now what are we giving Goliath? Another 2 bazookas?
Apparently, it would seem so. We're just giving such an advantage to TLC. I don't like it. I understand that they're scared of the Ultron team-up.
Yeah.
Going into this one, we know what TLC can do with Ultron plus Penny, right? Especially on a map like Spider Island. But again, the Mantis is going to do a very similar problem. You're just going to be looking at Energy blasting your backline the entire game.
Now, if you have a hole in the ship, it's not fixing that hole. You're just creating another one and putting some duct tape on it. Either way, though, and that's what you have to see here. You don't want to play scared, right? You want to play aggressive. You went through the gauntlet to get here, through the play-in stage, all the way through that lower bracket. Play like it.
They're cooking something, chat. They're cooking something. I just don't know, but they're cooking something.
This lock and ban phase, we know what Crazy Kitty can do on the Black Cat, and even though the Daredevil still looks scary, it's not quite the same as the Black Cat he's able to pilot. And again, it's going to be another protect onto the Adam Warlock. It is another win for me on the side of TLC with this
Team Liquid Citadel bans the Black Cat, so Crazy Kitty can't go on Black Cat, but they also saved the Mantis and the Adam Warlock for their triple 3-3 comp in the beginning of the game. So
Do
they're
they
going to be able to full
make a
hold.
one-sided Adam affair that's going to go ahead and eliminate the cheese and really allow you to do what this whole comp wants to do best? We see just that.
Yeah, good call.
And they
No
ban
ball again,
Adam
and no
Warlock
counter
from
revival on the side
RAD.
of RAD, so they just have to make sure they do not throw any of these fights away easily. I will say, when you have the Adam Warlock on your team, sometimes you're a little bit freer in your movement. You're like, I can just get brought back a little bit later.
Absolutely. Viewers at home, put the emotes in the chat. LA, let's get loud. We got our next matchup coming between these two teams, RAD and TLC.
TLC looking to try and make a statement here in the lower bracket so they can come back all guns blazing into that grand final. But do not count out
He's
RAD
hiding.
just
Want to
yet.
give her to me?
RAD have been counted out too many
You can give her
times
to me.
this tournament, before the
good.
tournament, and they still keep going. They still find a way, and they've already found top 3, basically from MRC to this point. Can they go that one step further? It all has to start here on their map
I'll give
pick.
her
We need
love.
to see
Come here.
something a little bit more special, as they
Give
will
me
be the
her.
ones attacking first. TLC will be defending here, so expect to see TLC on that penny, prepared to hold.
Listen, there's so many universes in Marvel. We know there's another Wolverine here in Jerky that kind of answered the call on
you didn't
Paulie
even
Unhindered,
try to
right?
pick her
If
up.
we can see the same from Crazy Kitty, who was really the only other Wolf player that we did
Aw,
see.
chat, we
in
have a
this
special
tournament to
guest.
Great success. Well, they could answer what is a big problem in the Poly in the nest. Now opening up the gates, going to be RAD. See how TLC chooses the defensive side. Love the aggression right off the rip.
Just keep keen eye on the positioning of Polly as well. If you want to learn how to play Penny, you've got to make sure you're both aggressive but also safe at the same time. And Mash sadly takes a mine to the face, and already RAD are going to have to go right back into spawn and rethink this approach.
Yeah, let me tell you, Energy also happens to be one of the best mags. I'm just saying, I mean, some of what he can do in the neutral so
Yeah, Energy is a really great mag player for a DPS player.
Get the triple band, you want to get rid of that mag because it adds so much of that extra babysitter, if you will. You're going to see that from Energy.
Magneto, one of the best duelists in the game right now, let's be completely honest.
Honestly.
But there you go, there's the grab. You have to make it count here. You've
Oh,
got to take
he's
Polly
still
down,
alive.
and
Oh, he's
you
dead
will,
now. He
but
got
there
rezzed
is,
out.
of course, going to be the revive available.
You can fly, you can fly. Is Peter Pan here? I don't see him at the moment. Either way, Lugia is going to try to find a will in a way as the mag on their team. Big answer to call here, but Nero gets once again that opening pick.
So frustrating as well. You get that opening pick, you take down Polly, then the BRB just puts you right back to square one here if you are RAD. And you can see they are changing over and over again to try and find something new here.
Well, let's go ahead and listen in to RAD again, powered by
Oh, they
Razor,
switched
to see
Storm
exactly
players
how
and
they
also-
choose to answer this problem.
No. Yeah, no, they did switch Storm players, and they put...
Stable, please. I'm reloading. I can gambit ult in. They should have rocket. We can break this.
Remember, guys, soft turns to hard turns.
Guys,
I mean, this Magneto is just forcing us in like...
don't walk into it and hold melee. Like, clear them out. Don't play. I wanna gambit ult. I wanna gambit ult. Do his turn.
Oh, they sound frustrated, bro. They sound frustrated. Uh-oh.
Tell me when I can go.
You can go whenever. No link, after link. Med boosting. Ting. Left row. Ting now. Penny.
Nice healing. Nice healing by Mash.
Mag ult, Adam ult, rocket ult. Can you ammo ult for the rocket ult even?
It's not oftentimes that you hear nice after something there in the opening pick from MASH. But yeah, just like that, they have everything as well. Look at the Qs. I mean, great neutral play there. This is going to be a 3-fight point. Going to get the portal out right away. In there, just off the rip, is going to be Energy looking hungry with that Meteor in.
It did take quite some time to get there, though. In Liquid Citadel, they've got plenty to work with themselves. Carbon Revive was going to be the Meteor M, and of course,
Was
the
that
Sia,
Thunder?
which is going to be responded to with an invisible
Oh my
boundary.
God.
But Ducky's the
was
first one
loud.
to find that Sia, take
Thought
down
something
the rocket, and now
exploded.
Energy has to reply.
Yeah, and they can play aggressive because they have the board again, right? We typically see that from teams when they're able to have the Atom, and there it is, ringing out through. Spider Island finds 2 up and ready to fight again. Crazy Kitty on the Storm, the X-Men looking for more. Fellow on the X-Men, and there is the Goddess. The clouds open up. What category hurricane are we going to get today, folks? As the tornado falls down, we have
Huge.
one looking for more.
Huge.
Yeah, one quick
Clean it
pistol,
up,
right?
bro.
Great
Clean it
ball
up.
as
Clean
well
it
that
up.
came out
Clean
just
it
to
up.
protect Kitty
Clean it
there
up.
after
No
being
one
so
cleaned it up,
vulnerable
bro.
off the back of the Mega Hurricane, and still finding damage
Nice.
and still finding value. TLC will have to back off. TLC may even give up this point at this rate.
I was going to say, that was a great way to win the fight and timing of it. This might not even be for the 3 fights. Vest going to try to make his way back to the point as quick as possible. That's that quick Venom swap. You're also going to use the passive. So they're committing. Here's another fight.
Here's another fight, and they do manage to just stall this.
Oh my god, he missed a Groodle. Oh, Ducky, you're better than that, bro. Also, I like this. I like this Black Widow position from Energy on the rooftops. Oh, guys, but you can't be missing your ults like that, bro. This is your playoff life. Oh, Cooper almost hit that charm. You saw that?
In the X-Men of MASH, get the cards out, ready to go. You are the best Gambit, they say. Let's see it here as the bubble comes out for protection. Instantly get that team up of protection as well in anticipation. Gasket.
Raging Royal Flush does allow a little bit of extra damage, and actually the opening picks should give RAD the lead here and should convert to a point unless we see anything miraculous from Speedery. It looks like it's just going to be a little bit of a consolation at this point.
Oh, they got it. They got it. We have ourselves a game, chat. We have ourselves a game.
Miraculous had a little bit of extra oomph in it because we've seen it time and time again from Speedery, able to get just crazy play after play. Now, RAD did have to use the Mashal. Vertigo getting close as well, though. So with the Eternal Bond at the ready, they're going to choose to play aggressive once again with the Energy would be the one that I want to watch here.
Oh, I think Smashness might go Black Widow.
This part of the point especially is going to lend to that Black Widow.
The amount of damage we're going to see from Energy here. And of course,
yeah, I don't think he's going to win that matchup with Black Widow, though. Energy does have the damage boost.
The front line and those Vanguards,
if Smashness is able to diff Energy on the Black Widow with a damage boost, I would be very impressed.
Someone down, but Veswa is going to deflect him back to his own back line.
And just on the call there, Black Widow looking for one. Vertigo going down. The Avenger is trying to find and make up time for not being in the game for years as Vest, Energy, and more. It's everyone getting it done. RAD gonna go ahead and stay still. Vertigo 97 and up has given them time now to go ahead and get that ult.
TLC just need to ensure they don't allow RAD to get to this second point for me. I'm confident Liquid will be able to break the first, but getting all the way to 3 can often be very difficult here on Spider Island. But RAD, they are there and prepared for this one. The Psionic Seduction is gonna be the opener.
And you can use what your advantage is in the triple strat with you, right? You don't have to do everything at once as Smash finds Cooper. That was actually one of the biggest picks out of the
Nara almost has res though.
He's
probably gonna use it.
Opens a door for Ducky as well to get the Groot ult out without the cleanse. So look for it as Adam, Nero rising the team off the map. Vessel taking a big kick there as Energy fights 2, 3, and more. TLC.
His whole team's dead, bro.
So good, TLC being able to hold some of these initial engagements. They start with RAD with the first ultimate, may I add, but now with TLC having the lead, they're ahead in the ult economy. They can be patient, they can wait, they can use these ults to respond to whatever RAD have to offer. And now RAD, they are running out of time here in this second point.
And Cooper evens the odds. Smash was able to get the first pick on him. First comes back there with the quick ice, as you will, the light ice. Now, either way, if you're looking at the R's on the ground, fans of Paulie are celebrating. That's exactly how he likes to play, and a token to him. Speedery, I like the space here given. We have Soul Resurgence and more. TLC preloaded.
RAD starting to wind this one up now. This is their last big hurrah, as it were, here on Spider Island. You instantly get ripped off the map by Energy.
If you give them the Mantis, they're going to be able to one-shot in the Black Widow chat. You can't do that.
Coated in red, coming from that red rifle himself with Energy. Getting it done, the team to follow. Faded both ready, but doesn't even need it. Wants to go on the offensive. It's the duelist Luna.
I think they're going to try to touch with Storm.
At this point, just to try and touch the Bloodman payload, and he's able to get on it at this point. Overtime ticks over.
Oh,
TLC
12 HP.
They found 2, they found 3, and RAD are not going to get this second point. They'll throw everything at it, but sadly, it's just not going to be enough. They'll get bullied here.
Even in tornadoes, it is clear skies for this defense, and TLC holds strong, and that fortress repaired nearly to the top.
TLC now do not need to do particularly much here. I think if they can get this first point, if they can get out of this first hold, I am confident they will be able to take this second map because we know what they're like in that second push. There's so much room for angles, and if you give those kind of angles to Energy, he's going to delete the backline. So RAD are going to have to work very
chat, what did we
hard
learn?
This initial hold. They cannot allow them to get the first.
What do you... Why didn't they choose the map they beat Team Liquid Citadel on the first time? Brother, you would probably have to ask the coach or the team that. I don't know.
The call, 17
People were asking, what happens? Why is Mantis always banned? Why is Mantis always banned? Well, when you have a really good DPS player like these professional players like Energy, for an example, and you give them Mantis, well, Mantis is going to make that DPS player a little bit stronger.
Just constantly finding those final hits and being the difference maker. I will give credit as well to Veswa and Polly. Look at the amount of damage they're outputting on those Vanguards. They are giving Energy that
28-4, 17 finals,
if you
bro.
look back to 100 Thieves versus Rad, where Rad did struggle a little bit, it was the matchup of Delina versus Smash on the Widow, right?
Maybe they saw something.
Value that you have. Either way, Smash has
Maybe they saw something in the ban phase or something. I don't know.
Have here at the midseason finals. Lock in, Rad fans. It's time as the gates open up. Spider Island. This is going to be their chance to hold strong.
Well, at Spider Island, there's not going to be any spiders on the side of Rad in their defense. There's not going to be any Penny that they're going to try and be a little bit cheesy against TLC. Instead, it's more strategic. It's more of what we're used to seeing. But already Speedery is letting loose here on this approach, and Rad have to be careful.
I mean, maybe, I don't know why they're not banning Mantis, chat, but maybe they see Liquid Citadel is so used to the Ultron because Mantis is always banned. Maybe they were trying to throw a curveball because maybe they don't practice a lot with Mantis because Mantis is always banned. But that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know.
Storm against TLC because they know how good they can be on these breaks. And Ducky gets caught off guard. Speedery shuts him down, and now with the extra player, Rad are having to force back. Liquid are just walking them down.
It's stormy skies on the new heroes were picked up from Veswa and Speedery, finally going down up high, but Cooper finds
Cooper getting 2 kills.
Getting it done. Danny Koo losing his mind as we find TLC pushing through the ramp.
That's another skin added, up to 7 legendaries coming now in the next season as Liquid Citadel have been able to do that far
New
quicker
Luna
than Rad
skin,
did, almost by 2
woo!
minutes faster. And sadly for Rad, they have to hold once more on this corner.
Yeah, once again, going to take that high ground from the portal. Polly, though, just immediately is going to get rid of all the presence that they are looking for. Ducky going up high, looking at what they have. There's just no ults to the name.
Nice.
Mash needs to make that difference, but the whole team's falling. What can you do against 6?
They've been far too staggered here, sadly.
Damn,
Rad
dude,
just have
I
to look
feel
at this
bad
one,
for
give it up
Rad,
and try
chat.
and regroup to go to next. And as I mentioned previously, once Liquid get to this first point, their point 1 to point 2 progression here on Spider Island is like nothing
I
I've
feel
seen
so
in
bad.
Americas.
I
It's the
really
way
do hope they
manipulate the map
ban
in their
Mantis
favor,
to
watch
see
the
and
angles
change
that
things
Energy is
up
gonna
for the
be
next
taking
fight,
alongside
the next map,
Speeder's
because that's
control
their
here.
last
That
chance.
glass slipper is starting to fade. That clock is getting closer to midnight. If you look at it, though, what has Brad done in this tournament? They always fight back. We need to see it at the most important time of these young folks' career. Energy, Veswa, Speedery, ready for the Q. On the opposition, Rad will be throwing it on him. Energy, look to the Kraken impact to make the impact.
A Mega Hurricane's going to start us off alongside the Psionic Seduction here, so that is a wombo combo, and you get the fate of both worlds. Liquid Citadel say, let's just throw it all, let's win it right here, right now.
I feel like Storm ult is ass.
Only 4 remain. The Glor Shark's ready to pull. Ducky trying to find ult, but he falls as well. Cooper,
That's
Energy,
07 chat, 07.
2.9. Desperation at play, but it is team Liquid Citadel that finds another map.
Rad tried to do something a little bit different, tried to take TLC to maybe somewhere they felt they were going to be uncomfortable, but they looked everything but. TLC were more than prepared here at Spider
They
Island.
gotta fix their ban
we
draft,
saw
chat.
the result of the
They gotta
Mantis
fix
ult,
their
but
ban
it's just a
draft,
tough
bro.
thing to go back to, and we were both surprised. You know, try it once, see how it
Come
goes.
on, Rad. Rad has been doing
was not a fan, to say
so
the least.
well this
Only
whole
one, shame
tournament.
on
They
you.
cannot be
Only
fumbling
twice.
when it
Shame
counts the
on me,
most,
and
bro.
maybe shame on Rad. Are
They
gonna
looked
go for the
really
hat-trick and try
good
and commit
yesterday,
to
but
it?
they
Or
don't
will
look the
change things
same.
up going into map
They don't look
3?
the
Because
same
now
as
it has to
today.
be a reverse sweep from Rad
same as
here
yesterday.
if they're going to find themselves in that grand final. I know that they have been on one heck of a run. They have taken down giants on their way.
Even
but
though I
perhaps
will
TLC
like to see
maybe
Team
is
Liquid
just one
Citadel
task
against
too hard.
often say
Navi
they've
again.
been
I think
here more
Team
than the
Liquid
hotel.
Citadel
I mean, they've started
is
in
probably the only
those
team that could
days
go
just to show
toe-to-toe
the grit that
with
they continue
Navi.
to
That was a
have.
great
It's
series.
been
I don't know
such
if
a
you
fun
guys
story
just got
from
here, but if
couch
you
to
guys
pro,
missed that first
but right
game
now, they're going
of Team
against
Liquid
the
Citadel
pro
against
pros.
Navi,
They are,
that was a
and I
really
think
good
they're
game.
going up
Even
against
though
someone like Energy, by the way, who
Team
just
Liquid
seems to
Citadel
be
threw,
a one-man army at
they
times.
probably learned their
It's very
lesson.
deflating. It's difficult to try and bring yourself back up, but they do still have maps.
Yeah, listen though, you got to point to the sign, say you believe. We've seen 16
It was
seeds
close,
against the
chat.
one.
It was
They've come
close.
back
If
for
Team Liquid
more.
Citadel didn't
This is
throw,
going to
I'm
be
pretty
a
sure
tall
it would be a
task
different
to
way.
task him. Because at this point, where do you take? I mean, this is where I guess we're going to go to Wakanda. They've had success there, and it's just tough, right? Because you're losing that momentum as things continue.
I think you have to take it to Hall of Djalia here. You've been able to beat them once. Maybe you can beat them again.
Absolutely. Well, to break it all down, what we just saw in the 2-0 so far is the desk. What do you have over there, Tesh?
Well, I took Tetra's seat, so I'm here for now, but he'll be back a bit later on. Either way, thank you, Cozy. But looking at that matchup, I think the craziest thing we got to talk about a little bit here is the Mantis situation. I mean, leg day, looking at that. This is the first time we've ever seen it actually available
3-1 isn't close.
Event, and it felt like
that's how if you said that 3-1 wasn't close, that's how I guarantee you know that you didn't watch that series.
Also, they've got like such a versatile backline that can run the Mantis in that 2-2-2, and because they're still committing to a Storm, it means that you're dealing with a double damage boosted energy all the time. How do you deal with a double damage boosted energy?
Timbo, I'll give you a clue. You appreciate it, my friend.
Too much of a struggle, isn't it? Like, I think just for like RAD in particular, you don't really want to try to, first of all, go in for what Na'Vi did. Like, sure, it's like you could sort of just copy the answer, but you've gone in with a game plan today and an idea on how you want to approach it. But it's also just like, for RAD in particular, you want to just have the gambit. You've been able to get it. You've even been able to get it one side
shots right
in these cases, but it just hasn't been enough. Like, Mantis shown exactly why she's been such a first ban for every other series other than this one.
Well, looking ahead for this as well, Ryan.
How many more matches?
Potentials for maps that we could see from these two teams.
This one's almost done. If Team Liquid Citadel wins the next game, this one's done, and then you have the grand finals and the grand finals. That's the last one.
That Team Liquid Citadel dropped before Na'Vi's series. Do we go there again, or is there a different option?
I mean, it feels like that's what they're going to be leaning towards, and at least that's what we're seeing like hovered over when it comes to the choice, because it has to be.
They're being carried by Terra.
Everything else that we've
I don't think that's true, Chet. I think. Especially at this level of play, you are only as strong as your weakest player, and I think the whole Na'Vi team is very strong.
Type for them overall, only dropping Djalia against 100 Thieves, which was right at the start of the tournament in play-ins. And honestly, they fixed every issue that they had on that map in particular, so it's a great way to go.
Well, looking at Team Liquid Citadel, they've been calm, cool, and collected, and I feel like that has to be because they are competing today from the Razor Ixer V2 New Gen, the official chair partner for the Marvel Rivals Ignite mid-season finals, equipped with the Razor Hyperflex lumbar support system to keep these pros supported, and Gen 2 EPU leather with cool touch technology to handle the heat of the battle. The Razor Ixer V2 New Gen stands strong on the brightest stages. That's exactly where they're at. If you want to take your seat game up a notch, go check it out at the Razor website. But with that, looking at the stats leg day, what can we analyze?
Energy is that guy. Like, whether it's regular energy or green energy, he's just him. And Energy needed to get their mojo back after the last series, where going up against both Jerky and Terra was a pretty terrifying experience, honestly. For Team Liquid Citadel being 2-0 up at this point is it's a great blessing, because they are hoping for a very quick series here, given the feat of stamina it will have to be if they want to run it back against Na'Vi in our grand final, because that's going to be a best of 7, and this is their second series of today. This is going to be their 7th map.
Well, we go back to Hall of Djalia again. We saw how effective, I guess, it was for RAD, because they had to give it their all in a one final last-ditch effort hold against this team before. And I think looking at this one, Ryan, I mean, what's the potential answer from Team Liquid Citadel to lock in this time and not drop this map?
I think it's like knowing how does first point defense holds, because no doubt when it comes to like choosing a map like this, you tend to attack first as well. So for Team Liquid Citadel, they lost the first point and even the second checkpoint very quickly against RAD last time. And RAD has been blistering against a lot of teams, including like world champions of VP, with just attacking quick and attacking fast. And I think it's, for Team Liquid Citadel, it's like making that triple strategist work. It seems that you're pretty much in a crux if you're RAD, either going up against the Mantis or the Ultron. It's one or the other. But the fact that Energy's been able to sort of perform consistently now, just as that solo duelist, 23 final hits. The entirety of RAD in that final map are 25. Like, he is able to just find the actual openings and picks, which he was completely iced out of when he was playing in that series against Na'Vi earlier on.
Cats are scared of the thunder.
Looking at RAD, it feels like their double duelist setup's been relatively silent since we saw them yesterday. They were feeling, you know, on top of the world, that they've played out of their minds, but how do they step up to the big stage and make sure they can at least take this one home and get it to a longer series?
Well, they've got to shake the nerves off. It would seem that RAD are... While we may not have seen Liquid Citadel scrimming much with Mantis, perhaps RAD have not been scrimming much against Mantis on account of it being often the first ban. So maybe having this time off while we've been analyzing has been enough time to try and figure out how they want to modulate their approaches when going up against that potential triple healer setup of the 3 strategists.
Well, it's now the fateful hour to see if they ban the Mantis, and that's
Okay,
exactly
chat.
what they
What
are
do you
going
think is
to
gonna be
focus
banned?
on here, Ryan. I feel like this
What do
is
you
the
think is
best
gonna be
option
banned?
for RAD here.
Yeah, it feels so, but that's also a very typical RAD thing to do from what we saw in
Mantis!
EMEA. It's just not really like troll the draft, but just try something. It doesn't work, they sort of revert back to it. It feels that now is a good chance to work, but like looking at like the first protects, it has been a little bit more leaning towards getting the one-sided Magneto. They're going to go for the Gambit, even protecting Black Cat in some of these cases, because Team Liquid CITADEL have really not let Crazy Kitty actually go for like the plays that he wants to go on these like melee characters.
Yeah, they haven't really been too worried about the Daredevil or any of the dive that we've seen from Crazy Kitty. Relatively silent on that end, and of course, you know, the
And
Ultron
they
first
save
melee
Ultron.
is going to get saved here as well, like that.
Yep, Ultron being there might actually tempt out a Penny ban here from RAD at some point, because Penny has been instrumental in a lot of Hall of Djalia defenses. Admittedly, RAD having been offensively a powerhouse here before on Hall of Djalia, maybe trying to bait that kind of interaction out.
Ooh, but instead it's going back to the same that we kind of saw against Na'Vi, Ryan. This is a very similar ban line, especially with the Rocket one coming out from Team Liquid CITADEL.
Yeah, it's going to be opened up. If you're Team Liquid CITADEL, you know very much so that RAD do not want to play up against this composition. So your drafts can be fairly straightforward, and certainly for like Speeder, he's able to actually use the verticality.
Have we seen the
of
new map?
for the first
No,
and
the new
second
map is
point.
not in
And I
rotation
think
for the
it's
pros,
RAD,
chat.
it's like, if we can force them onto this
It wouldn't make
composition,
any
sort of
sense
play
for
our
a new
own
map
game,
to just get
able to
dropped
the
in the
one-sided
pros play
gambit
when
for
they have no
Mash,
scrim
you
time and no
might be
practice
able
on
to
it.
provide some opening, but I imagine like a final ban here for Team Liquid CITADEL could be something like the Black Cat.
Well, we'll see more one-sided affairs between these two. One-sided Ultron, one-sided Gambit. Which do you think is better here, Leg Day?
I'd have to say the Gambit, but holistically, the Ultron might bring more value to the table.
Okay, and Ryan, final thoughts from you before we head things forward. Do you think Team Liquid CITADEL are going to close out here or no?
No.
I think so, but RAD, if there's a time
No.
to dig deep, now would be a good chance to
No.
bring us a show.
Well, let's head back to the
No.
caster booth and get into the action one more time. A full reverse sweep
What?
needs
I thought
to
this
happen
person-
for RAD Esports.
What?
And Team
That's
Liquid CITADEL,
another
the hometown
one?
crowd is there with them. We'll see if they can
Who
close it
is
out.
that?
So much.
There's another one?
Booth and get into the action one more time. A full reverse sweep
Who
needs
is
to happen
that?
for RAD Esports. And Team
Who
Liquid
is
CITADEL.
that? Dude, kick these guys out of the tournament, bro. Kick these guys out of the tournament. No. No.
There's a lot here to come back from. There is a lot here to come back from.
At least they finally banned the Mantis, right? They've done one thing right in this locking ban, but that does give Liquid CITADEL the competition they've been wanting to play. They want the Ultron, they want the Penny, and we go to Hall of Djalia. But RAD have
Yo,
beaten Liquid CITADEL
I
in this
don't
tournament,
know
so
if
that's the
these
starter.
people
just
are
said
from
that
my
right now,
community,
Take its
but
place
I
in this
want
case. You got up one, you get the Ultron.
whoever
There's the two. We find ourselves here at
mods
best map.
find out
Hotel.
who that guy is, and I want them banned.
Be able to make it happen.
Get them out of
It's worth
here.
noting it did go
Ban
to
them on my
overtime last
Twitch,
time
ban
between
them on
these
my
two teams.
YouTube,
Both
ban
got
them
the
on my
full three, but
MySpace,
then
ban
RAD
them
were
from
able
my
to just
Grindr,
one-up
ban them
Liquid
from
CITADel
everything.
During that OT
Ban them from my
phase.
OnlyFans.
Can we see a better hold this time from Liquid CITADEL? Because it does feel like sometimes here on Hall of Djalia, you either hold at this first point or you give up 3. It can be very different depending on how this one goes.
Yeah, the one-sided Gambit is going to be what the strength needs to rely on here, as Paulie is having just absolute grit, this movement, the movement, if you will, able to get those nest up. Speeder, again, just picking up where they left off on the Mantis now, finding that opening pick, and it is so far Liquid CITADEL able to stand
Best.
strong.
Yeah, Blinking, you'll miss it. That was a very quick one from Liquid CITADEL. Again, just able to get that opening pick. And as soon as Liquid have that extra player, they are
I think
relentless
it's-
with their aggression. They do not allow you to escape. And they have noticed that there's perhaps
God,
some
it is
players
storming.
behind
I don't
here,
know
and
if you
they're
guys
saying,
hear it,
all right,
but
you go for a
I
little
hope I
bit of
don't lose
distraction,
power. I
but
better not
maybe
lose
we can
power
just
on
push
today.
the 4 on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. Just always keeping their eyes on what's needed. And Vest being on that mag is that it factor I wanted to see when they went up against Na'Vi. Going back to last year, he was Magneto himself. Fear Veswa. Vest War, as they like to say. Now going to go ahead and challenge Team early. It's Ducky. It's Vest. One-on-one Magneto's here. Going to go and rotate over, but this Crazy Kid in the back. He finds the sword.
Energy was there and waiting for Lugia as well. I'm sure those traps were down on the side of Elsa. And sadly, that's not the
Come
only
on,
thing
Rad.
going down.
Come on, Rad.
Rad's
You guys
hooked
don't
in
want to
on
go
this
out
push,
3-0,
and
bro.
also fallen.
Oh,
And now
energy.
the stagger
Energy.
is gonna
Don't
be
get a little too
insane
cocky,
here.
bro.
Yes, Smash finds one onto Energy, but it is not going to matter.
Yeah, the Monster Hunter.
That's a
Hunter
little
is
too far
hunting.
forward,
If you
bro.
look at it, Smash getting a pick at least going to give them a little bit of life. Going to have to find a good position. They're going to choose now as we see the reset from TLC once again on that high ground. Look at that nest placement. Absolute disgusting. I know a lot of people right now going into the ranked game is going to write that one down.
Yeah, make sure you take notes. Actually, don't take notes of it. I don't want to go up against it. I would rather not. Maybe I need more of my teammates to start banning the Penny as well in ranked, as so many do. As now, Polly, look at the aggression. This is what happens when you have the Panther team up. That shield gives you the ability to take these angles.
That is how the teammates have changed the game completely. Going to find a Glorchok's on vertical, but not going to
Did he not bring it back?
Able to go on defensive as with the Penny, and then go offense with the Black Panther team up is what equips it so much.
Equips it as a Speedery will equip his ultimate as well. The Rage of Ultron now comes through. Smash does find one onto Polly, but with the trade coming out, it's going to be a straight 5v5. Polly is not going to be back in this fight.
Yeah, you know, this is like Polly's decision. You want to go strange or not? Right now, TLC, they feel pretty confident at how things are going.
Oh, I don't know.
The strats get it done from the back. It's how they got here. This backline, one to fear.
It's always good communication. You have to know whether you need that portal or not.
I don't.
BTRM slams onto Mash. Happy birthday, some may say, but sadly, it is not the present he was looking for, as now Rad, again, are going to have to fall back here and reassess.
This is looking really bad, Chad. I feel bad. I feel bad for Rad.
The other team now forced to go ahead and kite back to spawn. They are chasing them in their hometown.
I do want to say, by the way, happy birthday to Mash. I genuinely mean it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Maybe you can go back into this
Oh, it's
game
Mash's
here,
birthday
as Polly now will
too.
find ultimate available
Come on,
as well.
Team Liquid
Those
Citadel, let them
Spider-Mines are going
win,
to be
bro.
deadly, depending on where you start to emit them. But for Rad, it is very much eyes on Smash now. What can you do on the Bucky?
Yeah, certainly a present indeed. But now with the Gambit charging up, ready to go, they've just been unable to get these ults ready to go. Smash now with the Kraken impact. Will there be that impact from this player that once it dreams it? We've talked to him on stage and more, as Polly has already only one on TLC's side.
Wow.
And they are just forced back. They cannot find anything to push.
22 seconds left as well. You've got to get an instant portal here.
Oh,
Lugia
no.
is gonna move
That's
over to
bad.
the Smash has gone down.
That's bad. Oh no, that's bad. If they get in their to the spawn chat and they can't TP, bro, and no, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad.
Glorchok's ready. Polly gonna push the aggression on. Lugia going to back as a symbiote.
Oh my God, it's the rocket.
It's the strats in the back. Energy as well. Great field drop. Cooper finds them, and just like that, falling. It is going to be TLC holding strong. Crazy Kitty has been that difference maker, but this is too big for this Titan to climb.
One mountain too high to climb. Liquid Citadel, one of the biggest in the game. They are one step away from regaining their spot in that grand final. Another shot at trying to take down.
Oh man, I feel so bad. But they made it to third place, chat. Third place is still really good, bro.
I mean, listen.
But can we get an 07?
Here, but 3 of the TLC players not
Give them an 07, chat.
It's just tough, right? I mean, there's really not much we even saw that they could do to get through, and it was just constant aggression. That is
Oh my
what
God.
we kind of expected
I don't know if you guys
TLC
can hear
to
it.
do against what we saw in the matchup in Navi, but we're seeing it all here.
Dude, look at that.
Also,
0
I'd like to
1
credit
2
for
0 0
assessing
0.
the situation. They're switching over to Strange, noticing they weren't going to get the chance at a portal. At least trying something else, right? Getting the Venom out, making sure you pop the Raging Royal Flush to give the speed boost to Crazy Kitty as well to try and attempt an OT. But in the end, TLC, they were all over them.
I mean, listen, expectations could just create disappointment. At the MRC going to this stage, I'm sure they'd be thrilled to come in third, but no, when you're here, right here, able to grasp those grand finals, their expectations is to make it and tell a new story. Ducky and friends taking the high ground once again, as we're going to see what could be the final hold.
Rad had their huge moment yesterday when they took down Swamp Gaming to find themselves here in the lower bracket final, but now they may be tasting exactly the same meal as Swamp did previously, and that is defeat. Unless we are able to see the hold of all holds here, and Liquid Citadel are unable to get to that first notch. You can see that's all they have to achieve here, and it looks like they're going to go for something a little bit different off this stuff.
And they're going right for it. Energy first in, absolutely hungry for the Monster Hunter, trying to find the value, taking the back rooms there to see if they're able to get a high ground approach on them. And it's a good rotation from Rad. It's going to be Vanguard on Vanguard. Vest, though, going to skip that fight, go right to the back line with the pop of the AoE. So far, finding nothing on it. Just going to get that aggression up. Is stuck in the trap. Got to capitalize.
That's what you have to do, though. It's a shield Vanguard. Get in the face as Polly takes down Vertigo. Energy's been brought back by the BRB, so it is numbers advantage now for TLC. And Rad are on the
Still
ropes.
winnable. Still winnable for Rad.
Getting Polly down, though, at this point. It is ticking closer to that meter. Speedery knows with the rotation. Finds Crazy Kitty. It's the flex on flex, showing who's on top. And Smash gonna get that clutch fracture. Ice in the veins. It's the Elsa's getting it done.
Oh my God, energy's going crazy right now, dude.
Just like that, it's
Energy's going crazy. Chat.
Is going to be sweet. It is best tasting in the grand finals. TLC makes it
TLC with one more shot at glory here. A chance
I
to
feel
try and
so
show
bad
that
for
Americas
Rad,
can
bro. I
hang
feel
with
so bad for
EMEA.
Rad.
They have taken down what have been the giant killers.
Congratulations, 22 million channel points on. Uh-oh, chat. Can you guys still hear me?